If you're 27 years old, and Christian Combs is the oldest son of Sean Diddy Combs and the rapper King, you have the responsibility of carrying on the Combs name. However, there are rumors that he is working secretly with federal prosecutors in New York, just days before Diddy's important trial on charges of sex trafficking and extortion. If these accusations are true, Diddy could spend up to 20 years in prison. Two law enforcement sources said that court papers looked at last Friday include a sealed letter describing what Christian, a mysterious witness whose words could decide what happens to his father, is supposed to say. Police believe that Christian has the answers they need to find out what really happened at Diddy's famously expensive parties in the Hamptons in Miami from 2015 to 2022. Christian's evidence could be like a razor-sharp blade cutting through Diddy's defenses because he knows so much about private jet flights, guest lists for the rich and famous, and shady business deals. Mark Diaz, a former federal lawyer, says especially in situations like this one where there is a conspiracy. But is Christian really ready to stand up in front of Diddy when he used to be famous with his father? Or is he pulled between his duty to his family and the pressures of a harsh legal system? The question is more important now that a video has been leaked that shows Christian having a great time at Pulse nightclub with his girlfriend Raven Tracy, just 48 hours after going to a pre-trial hearing. Is Christian abandoning his dad, or is he just figuring out a tricky chess game to keep Diddy from falling? This case is more than just a court fight. There are ties of family, power, and secrets kept deep in the upper classes of society that run through this tragedy. Is Christian really going to break through the wall of silence, or is he just a piece in a bigger, trickier game? Come with us as we try to figure out this exciting story. The legendary Sean Diddy Combs, whose name used to be linked to fancy parties, hip-hop hits that changed the genre, and the unstoppable Bad Boy Entertainment Company, is now facing the biggest challenge of his long career. This famous person is being investigated by the federal government on serious charges of sex trafficking and bribery, which threaten the company he built. By turning down a plea deal that would have kept his sentence to 12 years, Diddy has not only chosen to fight an unfair justice system, he has also put everything on the line in a risky move: his family, his freedom, his image, and his power. But it's not this brave resistance that has really shocked people. It's the name of Christian King Combs, Diddy's oldest son, which was hidden in a secret document that was filed with the court last week. To prove these claims, the federal government carried out surprise raids on two of Diddy's expensive homes in Los Angeles and Miami. Investigators not only took away phones, computers, and financial records, but they also found signs of a complicated financial web connected to Bad Boy Entertainment. Millions of dollars going through fake companies, huge fees for leased luxury jets, and disturbing information about secret meetings paint a picture of a power that goes far beyond music. The most shocking thing, though, is a signed statement hidden in family papers that comes from Christian himself. King, the young rapper Christian Combs, was once set to carry on Diddy's great reputation as a towering figure in American hip-hop history. But Christian is no longer just the heir as his father's business falls apart because of serious charges. He has become the most important person in the case, and can change its course. There is no confirmation from a source that Christian has an immunity deal with authorities, but his sudden cooperation, supposedly giving away inside information, has sent shockwaves through the entertainment and law worlds. Experts ask a scary question: is Christian betraying his own father to protect his freedom, or is this just a trick in a much darker game of chess? Just days after a secret hearing, Christian was seen partying until dawn at a Malibu house with his girlfriend Raven Tracy, who has over 2 million fans and is an influencer. This has led to more rumors. Raven is more than just a love partner, which is worth mentioning. She is always there with Christian during these tough times, and her calm gaze at parties, where other people try to avoid attention, makes people look twice. Is she there to protect you or just watch? Unconfirmed rumors say Raven used to work for an event planning company owned by Diddy, which was just a front for planning lavish but shady events. A picture that just came back to light shows Raven at a party in October 2023. This party was marked by investigators as a key event related to claims of duress and drug use. Does Raven hide more than she tells? Is she leading Christian to heaven or getting him involved in a game that he doesn't even understand the rules of? As the Klieg lights of the media fiercely probe every aspect of the case surrounding Sean Diddy Combs in the solemn, quiet hallways of the federal prosecutor's office, a meticulous questioning plan takes shape. At the heart of the case are 14 electronics that were taken from Diddy's Holmby Hills home and his Miami Marina front apartment without warning. These gadgets hold proof of Diddy's secret life. They give access to a shady area where power, desire, and secret deals come together at the famous Hamptons all-white parties, which include pictures, movies, and voice records. Some words and phrases, like white only, after hours girls, this game loop and cargo manifest were marked in red by the FBI's surveillance software and look very scary. They suggest that something secret and unclear is going on. The prosecution's goal is more than just showing that he planned more than 3 abusive trafficking events. Often he was with his girlfriend Raven Tracy, who was called Black Rose by staff because of her attractive looks, cold personality, and skillful control of her surroundings. In a rare interview with CNN, Yusuf Roberts, a former DEA agent who busted drug groups linked to Hollywood celebrities, gave a harsh warning when families are involved in these kinds of crime networks. Trust is the first thing that goes away. No one is safe. A son can be a witness or a lamb to be killed. Not only is Christian walking on thin air with the chefs, but he is also barely able to stay alive. The public still doesn't know that Christian has met with the prosecution team twice in secret at the Manhattan South District office. There was no personal lawyer with him, and there were no news releases that followed, publicly calling them preliminary discussions. In reality, these meetings were the first shots in a bargaining process, a tricky dance in which one side questions loyalty and the other weighs duty to a child against the need to stay alive. A person with knowledge of the investigation said that Christian didn't say he wasn't at the parties, but he did say he didn't have anything to do with planning them, choosing the people, or handling transportation. But with digital monitoring, even a small lie can be found out through metadata, like the timestamp of a message or the position of a picture. Even though he hasn't been charged yet, Christian is under more and more legal pressure, which is made worse by Raven Tracy's mysterious participation. Skilled detectives point out that Raven is not a spectator, which adds to their suspicions. She was once tied to a former Diddy manager, who turned out to be a middleman who helped young women get into the party scene. Prosecutors think Raven not only got paid, but may also be working with the third party to protect her own interests. A shocking new information came to light lately. Within 3 days of each of Christian's interrogations, $35,000 and $48,900 were sent to Raven's bank account. These payments came from a media company connected to the Combs family, which is a common way to hide sensitive spending because it doesn't have clear transaction notes. Within the investigation team, a new name has been given to the pair, the Pivot. This name refers to people who at first seem like spectators, but later turn out to be the ones planning the drama. A top FBI agent says that Christian and Raven are moving from being chess pawns to being chess players. They aren't free yet, because they are innocent. If that's true, someone bigger needs to be found out first. This makes me wonder if Christian is speaking to protect himself, or is he preparing the way for a radical new version of the Combs empire, in which Raven is in charge and Diddy is the lamb to be killed. Some of the things that were taken from Combs' properties were 2 iPads and a hard drive that was protected with enterprise-level software. Investigators found a huge amount of coded notes that Christian had sent to different event managers, pilots, and private jet rental reps. Analysts say these contacts aren't just about trip plans. They're also a blueprint for a very private ecosystem that hides a list of artists, business leaders, and politicians with a lot of power. According to the content that was decrypted, Christian was in charge of setting up charter flights from private airports in places like Teterboro, New Jersey, Van Nuys, Los Angeles, and Opa-locka, Miami, so that important guests could get to events at homes by the sea, ships at sea, or private island resorts with fortifications. Prosecutors were especially interested in how the money was being paid. A lot of the flights weren't paid for by Christian or Bad Boy directly. Instead, they were paid for by fake companies, including at least 2 Delaware-based companies whose owners didn't keep clear financial records. An unnamed airline worker said there were signs of tampering with flight logs. For example, takeoff and landing times were changed by minutes, and some trips were erased from the system completely unless they were compared to radar data. This person also confirmed seeing the first passenger lists, but when federal inspectors asked for records, official copies were missing some very important names. Prosecutors say that changing flight logs, making payments through shell companies, and moving VIP guests in a quiet way are all signs of a well-planned cover-up. This is especially true if the flights were connected to events that are now being accused of trafficking, pressure, or drug use masked as entertainment. A top lawyer called it an internationally sophisticated operation that looked like Hollywood glitz but was really just a way to launder money. As the accusations against Diddy got stronger, his lawyers, led by the famous lawyer Aaron Sussman, moved quickly to defend him. In an interview with the press, Sussman said that all planes followed federal law and FAA rules. There is no proof that a crime was committed. He said that authorities were attacking a successful black icon with a story that was political and racist. They are using low-level tricks to use a son against his father, which is a planned psychological attack. Rich white Americans would never have to go through this. On MSNBC, Sussman said, even though Sussman's reasons changed some people's minds, leaked papers show that investigators are now looking into Bad Boy Entertainment's logistics partners, like 2 private aviation firms and an event staffing agency that is thought to be hiring models for private galleys. This makes it seem like Christian isn't just being watched because of his family ties, but because he's becoming a key player in the plan, bringing together business, transportation, and the top people in entertainment. In the middle of this very heated legal fight, Judge Aaron Subramanian, who is known for making careful but precedent-setting decisions, has put off judging the sealed memorandum because he needs more information from live evidence. So Christian Combs' public questioning, which is set to happen during jury selection, will be a key part of figuring out how involved he really is in a case that is shaking the entertainment world. Experts say this move is a way for lawyers to test Christian's ability to handle public pressure while also letting them see how they respond naturally. In stark contrast to the drama in court, Christian's lawyers, led by a young but very good Manhattan defense lawyer, have decided to keep quiet at all times. There will be no news conferences, replies to the media, or statements on any channel. Legal Affairs Weekly says there was an intentional silence. This strategy only makes people more angry. What is Christian hiding, or more accurately, what has he been told to keep secret? In this sea of mistrust, Raven Tracy has become a new center of attention. She was only slightly important before because she was Christian's girlfriend, but now she's in the spotlight because she might know a lot more than she has said. A former co-worker who did styling for a brand Raven worked for said they saw her at a white party in the Hamptons last year. Not as a plus one, but as if she were setting up something. This news has caused a stir in the media. Is Raven just a partner to help out, or is she an important part of the secret system? As leaks and planned silences spread, Raven's public image is changing. Recent spy pictures show her with calm eyes and a calm attitude, as if she was ready for any question that might come up. Where does she hide it? Does she keep Christian secrets, or does she make deals with the third party? If so, the stakes go beyond love and include life image and the bad boy empire's hidden truths. At the center of the case is Diddy, who showed up to a crowded courtroom with his eyes wide and his mouth shut. He is almost certain to lose everything now that he is no longer the leader of a singing kingdom. A close family member, who spoke privately, said Diddy is innocent. That's what I really think. For them, this isn't just any court battle. It's a fight for a titan's life in the dream that a black man can stand tall in the face of a federal justice system full of obstacles. But Diddy's silence makes things even more tense. His lawyers, who are experienced and have reversed big cases, are scheduled to show up again on Wednesday to ask for bail for this time they make a different charge. Prosecutors are purposely hiding evidence about Christian Diddy's son, who is in a tough spot between being a helpful witness and a possible suspect. The lawyers say this not only hurts Diddy's right to know what is he doing or what does he know. He was able to do that. The public's attention has turned to the complicated trio of Diddy, Christian, and Raven in this troubled background. It wasn't long ago that the Combs family was seen as untouchable and the best in entertainment. Now court charges reveal their hidden plans, especially Christian's secret desire to surpass his father. Diddy, the creative founder and CEO of Bad Boy Entertainment, is facing serious criminal charges. This is putting not only his business, but also his family relationships through a test that has never been seen before. The oldest son of Diddy, Christian, is in a tough spot because he is caught between law problems and family problems. What he does now could affect the future of both himself and his father. While authorities try everything they can to get Diddy to testify, Christian is caught in a painful inner battle. This situation has made it harder for the father and son to connect with each other. Their interactions are becoming less frequent and tense with mistrust. Diddy used to start with nothing and build a kingdom. Now he is not only being investigated by the federal government, but his family is also going through unprecedented problems. People close to him, especially his children and people he used to trust, start to see him differently. Family members have a lot of private talks that are full of heavy questions about loyalty and disloyalty. Once simple, the ties within the Combs family are now very complicated, as each member has to make the painful choice between saving the family and protecting themselves. At the heart of the Combs family's tense split is Christian's girlfriend Raven Tracy, who comes across as a mysterious figure. Her measured moves make people wonder what her real goals are. Even though she smiles brightly at Christian, Raven worries her family because she is linked to shady money transfers from a media company connected to Bad Boy Entertainment. A close family friend said that Christian once told these people in secret that this kingdom needs a new, stronger boss. When we talked about the future of Bad Boy Entertainment, his sharp eyes showed that he cared about the family, and also had a hidden desire to leave Diddy's shade. Raven seems to have Christian's unspoken approval for her actions, such as attending high-profile events and shaping media stories about the couple. This suggests that her actions are part of a bigger plan to shift power. It's no longer just a father-son story between Diddy and his kids, especially Christian. Their relationship has become a war of the mind where loyalty and betrayal are intertwined. Raven's position in this tense situation makes things even more complicated, as her hidden secrets and unclear goals could set off a chain reaction of discoveries. A sharp question rises from the growing legal chaos, which is engulfing everything in its way and revealing secrets that were thought to be buried for a long time. Are Christian King Combs and his beautiful girlfriend Raven Tracy working on a complex plot that no one can imagine? They are changing not only the law but also how people think about it to further their own goals. Christian, the heir to the fame of Sean Diddy Combs, is now dealing with not only a failing career due to the serious accusations against his father, but also a terrifying choice between family loyalty and self-preservation in a desperate fight against the pressures of federal investigators. A person who did not want to be named said that Christian told a close friend about his problems and said that Raven told him to do something to save us both. Even though this message's genuineness hasn't been proven yet, it sheds a brief light on Christian and Raven's plans. Are they just young people who got themselves into a legal mess, or are they secretly working on a plan for Christian to take over the Bad Boy Entertainment business with Raven as his leader? A plan not only to protect themselves, but also maybe to change the balance of power in the family and the entertainment business as a whole. A reliable source said that Christian told a friend, "If my father is reading this, this empire is mine." He clearly wants to achieve this goal because he uses Raven Tracy as Christian and fancy galas to create the image of a carefree in-love pair, when in reality it is all a show to hide their real aims. Their carefully chosen party photos and social media posts are meant to keep people from seeing their personal lives, which will make the brave accusations against Diddy and Christian less noticeable. A former employee of Bad Boy Entertainment said that Raven called reporters and leaked love stories about the couple to improve their image while secretly setting up meetings with the new administration. This could be done to strengthen Christian's situation in case the Combs kingdom changes hands. Raven's acts go beyond giving mental support. They are important pieces in a power game where she guides Christian toward risky choices like working with investigators or resisting the screw in public. Should Christians use Raven to get what they want, Or is he just a pawn in Raven's bigger plan? No matter what the truth is, Christian's plan to get the bad boy and his payment business has brought the Combs family to the brink of breakdown. Loyalty has been replaced by greed and betrayal. Their pictures are all over social media and they are both enticing and disturbing. They play with the people without fear, as if they were in charge of the story instead of being carried along by it. Is this meant to be a distraction? A way to make themselves seem interesting and draw attention away from the real problems that are hiding in the shadows? It's possible that they are changing how people see them in ways that no one could have imagined. These doubts add to the mysterious picture of paladins where family loyalty and self-preservation are overshadowed by the strategic. Whether Christian is really caught up in Raven's plan or not, one thing is for sure, they are both expertly steering the course of this saga. While Christian and Raven's flashy displays cleverly get people's attention, a shocking charge has come to light that could stop their goal for power. Christian is being accused of sexual abuse. A woman named Grace Owens, Marquet, who worked on a boat that Diddy hired, said that Christian had behaved badly at a private event. This caused a lot of anger in the public. Even though Christian's lawyers quickly denied the claim as a smear campaign, it hurts his reputation and brings attention back to the shady activities going on in the Throne's Kingdom. Someone who is familiar with the investigation said that the incident may have been caused by the secret parties that Christian and Raven set up. This accusation throws more light on Christian's attempt to establish his authority than on Diddy's case, which was the goal. It makes people wonder if Christian has put himself in a dangerous situation where everything he does could be used against him. But this has a big effect on the couple's public image. Is this a mistake by Christian, or is it part of a brave plan to take risks in exchange for power? As things get worse, a lot of people start to wonder what Christian and his girlfriend Raven really want. Are they using Diddy's court problems to make money for themselves? This question shows not only how people feel, but also what people are guessing about their plans. They might be trying to make themselves look like heroes or fighters who fight against unfair laws in society. But do their actions really show that they are good, or are they just a show to hide the shady relationships and bad things they are up to? These questions reveal a lot of truths and secrets that have yet to be revealed. All eyes are on Christian and Raven now that Diddy's trial is coming up. The story has changed from the famous father to the younger generation that is now running Texas. Will they keep up their image as devoted friends and good people, or will their actions reveal the plans and intentions that are really behind them? Once more, only time will show the harsh truth behind this manufactured drama as they carefully cover their lies. The claims against Diddy caused a firestorm of public outrage that spread like wildfire through the media and raised deep questions about his business. As claims against Sean Diddy grew, ranging from drug dealing and sexual abuse to organized crime, a flood of news sites from titans to tabloids poured in. While the case itself wasn't the real surprise, how the media and celebrities reacted to it was. It was as if this were the last performance of an empire that had been simmering with secret cracks for a long time. When big newspapers like the New York Times, the Washington Post, The Guardian, Variety, Rolling Stone and Billboard heard about the federal case against Diddy in March, they ran over 1,200 stories about it. In just 3 days, the term #Diddy accusations was seen by over 47 million people on social media. Accounts on TikTok and Instagram that are all about entertainment rushed to look over all the legal documents and look through old videos and pictures of Diddy and Christian from years ago as if they were looking for signs that the police had missed. Some famous people quietly stay away from Christian and Raven on social media, which adds to rumors about their relationships. Rappers, singers, stylists and dancers who worked with Diddy during his golden years either kept quiet or told personal stories that came as a surprise. Even though these stories didn't make direct charges, they were strong enough to raise questions. This wasn't a one-time event, it was the conclusion of a secret ecosystem that had been growing for years. In the midst of these divided responses, Christian Combs and Raven Tracy's bold public parties made things even worse. Did the fact that they seemed unconcerned show that they trusted the court system, or was it a carefully planned show meant to keep people from looking too closely at the darker facts that were hiding behind the scenes? Some media experts say they are playing a risky PR game by portraying Diddy as a controlling and cruel father figure who went too far, making them look like brave teens speaking the truth and breaking away from the norm. Others say their actions are just a front for deeper reasons related to Diddy's old friendships that are meant to protect his money and reputation. In the entertainment business, power comes from more than just skill or fame. It also comes from being able to change how people feel about something. Most of the time, this is planned by people who never appear in front of the cameras. Under all the news attention, Diddy's case has become more than just a legal mess, it's become a skewed reflection of a broken entertainment industry. Not everyone in this world is a victim, and not everyone is innocent. With their different acts, Christian Combs and Raven Tracy walk the line between being liked and being suspicious. They could be kids trying to get away from their big dad's shade, or they could be the next link in a carefully adjusted power chain. Because of this, global media no longer just reports on the case, it has become a player in the story, and shapes how people see the truth. What's the difference between fact and trick? Who really needs to be helped, and who just wants to be pity-filled? The crowd, which seems to be separate from the computers, is actually being pulled into the center. Their excitement, anger, or even lack of interest in social media, are watched, measured, and used. It's possible that Christian's Instagram post would happen at the same time as the trial date, or Raven's post could accidentally make people feel sorry for her again. There is no one on the outside of this story, not even the crowd, whose participation shapes the public storyline without them knowing it. The most important thing about this media storm is not how it makes us judge Diddy or question Raven, but what it teaches us about finding the truth. It's an important wake-up call about how the world works in a time when facts can be changed by facts, feelings, and the bright light of publicity. We need to learn to take more time to look, think, and be still before jumping to conclusions. This isn't about clearing people of wrongdoing. It's about making sure we don't end up being pawns in the same kinds of games we see in the strikes 9 a.m. on Monday. The pre-trial hearing will be the last thing that happens before the doors to the courtroom open, and the trial that promises to solve the mystery of the Combs empire begins. Christian Combs is ready to testify in the early days of the trial, or ask for predictions, but his participation is being kept secret. With a huge collection of damaging proof, including flight logs, financial receipts and private messages, he can reveal the hidden paths where music money and criminal records meet. These pieces, like pieces of a broken sculpture, show the complicated financial magic that made it hard to tell the difference between art and crime. However, if Christian steps up to witness, he will not only be a messenger of truth, but also a weak target in the defense's sights. People will keep looking into his goals, his personal gain, and the broken family ties. Each question will be like a knife cutting through the mask of loyalty. The unveiled ledgers made it clear how money from hit songs was stolen and used for illegal activities. Far more disturbing, though, is the picture of decay that has worn away every shiny surface, from Diddy's once unbeatable empire to his close family and close friends, and even the actions that seem like moral resistance but hide plans that are too clever to name. There is more going on here than just a court case. It is a furnace where a new idea of responsibility is being made in the glamorous but dangerous world of fame. One witness's story could be a wake-up call about the hidden costs of fame, or it could just be another part of a tragedy planned by powerful people who can't be seen. When awards galas are taken away from the courts, it will become a stark stage where truth and lies compete. Here, the torch will not shine a positive light on anyone, but instead will cut them down to show who is really in charge of this story, and who is just a pawn, being moved around a board that is set up with ambition and betrayal. It's not just Diddy or Christian's fate that we need to look at in the mirror. It's also the fate of a business and a culture that love spectacle but avoid shadows. As people around the world watch, they wonder if this trial will end a dynasty or just change the balance of power in the game.